spook me.
Alright.
I'm gonna call a ghost to haunt you.
So, we arrive at Springvale, the docks of Springvale. They're rather nice and clean and well kept. There are people patrolling and guarding and whatnot. And yeah. Now Liniakatra, she lives at
Hollow Nook.
Hollow's Nook, which is in the regular part of the town, which means that it's sort of run down, sort of slummish. Is everybody going to meet with her?
Yeah.
Yep. It's been a long time since I killed anyone, so yeah.
By the way, I have a proposition for Verite.
Marriage is a little bit serious right now.
It's about work.
What kind of work?
Basically, I saw that you're very good at your hands. So, I needed some improvements on my keep. What do you think
Wow.
of you use your magic hands and start maybe fixing up some stuff? One thing that I needed was a bigger dungeon. Do you think you can maybe give some money and can have a look on it eventually?
I'll help you build a dungeon, but I want you to help me to supply enough wood to rebuild the city of Pitt. I'll take care of the building. I just
Definitely.
need your ghost wood.
No problem. I'm not lucky any wood. I also feel bad for what we did to Pitt.
Oh, you mean burning it down?
Yes, burning it down and causing a blight that destroyed the nature around the place. I think it's a good task.
Consider it a deal.
Alright. So you come to a, it looks like a sort of a rundown hovel, a little lean-to, a little, shack, basically. And there's this little iron gate that's about, a little lower than waist high that fences off this very tiny yard. I mean, it's like 2 strides across this yard. And there's this little stone path that leads up to the house. And when you open the gate to go to the front door, this little, like, hanging in the frame little door, beat up little thing with gaps and stuff you can see inside. You come on the path, and along the path there are these little things. They look like shrines or even totems or little fetishes or something. There's like a this little weird wooden built, made out of sticks, sort of. It's sort of in a diamond shape, right? But then hanging from the top piece down in the middle, there are these little brackets of metal of different lengths. And when you come walking up to the house, these little metal things start clinking together in the breeze. And it does give you an eerie sense when you start coming near. And just starts playing this, almost this odd, atonal music. And as you get near the door, maybe you raise up your fist to knock on it. The door just sort of like, you hear the latch sort of just give, and the door swings open a little bit. And the house on the inside is dark, from what you can see. I mean, the door isn't completely open yet. And you just hear a voice from inside, and it says, "Come in."
I walk right in.
I follow Verite.
Right. When you push open the door and walk in, the inside of this little ramshackle cottage, it's strangely kind of wonderful. It has these waxed hardwood floors that are just pristine and perfect. Across the room, there is this, right across from the doorway, there is a fireplace, and it looks like it's made out of this marble stone. And there are little fairy creatures and craggy little trees growing up out of the ground carved into the stone. There are a few low coals. The mouth of the fireplace, it has these like dragon's teeth around it almost. And all along the mantle, there are all these little trinkets and bits and baubles and things and little metal this and little bone carved that hanging on, just laying there up on the mantelpiece. And there are some coals sort of glowing inside the fireplace. The inside of this house is clearly larger than the outside. There's no doubt about it. There's no way that... I mean, you don't have to be an engineer to understand that there's something magical going on. It smells great in here. It smells like fresh. It smells like ginger snaps. It's all cinnamony and sugary and really really nice in here. And yeah, off to one side, you can see a few doors that lead into different rooms that prove even further that this house is bigger on the inside. What looked like a one-room little shack, and you expected to find some hag walking around in here with bony hands and bedraggled hair and a weird long nose, stirring a pot of green sludge. Instead, you find a little stately house. And you all come inside, and the door just sort of, like, whispers closed behind you. It doesn't, like, slam, like, now I have you in my clutches. And she starts flinging sheep's blood on you. Not like that.
Oh, that's
it just
bad.
it just sort of whispers closed and latches. And there's a table off to the right side where you see Liniankatra sitting, and she's wearing a... it's sort of a rose-colored robe. Almost a pinkish hue. With, what color is the trim? I think it's
The trend?
the trim on her robe.
Periwinkle blue.
Yeah, it's like a light blue trim along her robe, and she's wearing these nice soft shoes that match her robe. And some stockings you can see that peek up underneath the bottom of her robe that are also blue, and they're ringed horizontally, darker blue and lighter blue. And she's got on the table there, it's big enough for all of you to sit, that there's a plate, a little platter with all these cookies, and there's still steam coming off of them. Yeah, and a pot of... a kettle of something sitting there, and little cups set out for each of you, and she's already sipping on something out of this dainty little china teacup. It says, yeah, she does look old. I mean, she looks old, but her hair is well kept and up in sort of a bun. It's gray. Her hands are wrinkled and aged. I mean, she does look like a woman who's probably 80 or 90 years old. But she doesn't look incredibly frail.
She's
not hunched over or anything like that. She's sitting up straight and with a she's smiling at you. We're ready to meet you today. And she says, yeah, sit down, enjoy yourselves. Let's talk about what we have to talk about.
Lady Anakrocha, I assume you know Dax Corvine and his business.
Well, I know you're here to talk to me about something. You're a mind
Yes.
reader.
Liar.
So, I came to ask for a favor. Maybe a business deal can be made if you accept the terms that I have. They're not easy terms, and they do weigh heavy on the conscience and in your soul sometimes. But I do that for a noble cause, and I hope you know what's my cause. I hope you know what I've been doing. I hope you know my work.
I know who your friends are in this city.
Friends. Yeah, friends. I think friends is a big word. Let's say a pact of no aggression is not a sign of friendship.
What are your hopes and your dreams? Your holy quest?
I just want to build something good and have a place, have a keep to age and die. Maybe have a few elves or little half elves running around. You know, just like every elf.
Puts down her cup. Just be more specific.
Well, you want to know about my dreams or about what I came to ask for?
What do you want from me today?
Oh, I need some help with magic. I don't speak magic, so I need you to enchant a few items that I have, or make them look enchanted. Uh, I also have a bag of things, and I show her the half of what I have of those drugs. This is evil. This is unclean. But I hope that we can use this to make a few items that I have feel magical.
You want to make counterfeits.
Yes,
Who are these
but
counterfeits for?
for monsters.
What monsters?
Magical, ogreish monsters.
Does take a deep breath. Does plan to swindle an ogre magi.
Yes.
That will take some doing. Make some sort of ham-handed attempt, they'll be able to detect it too easily.
Yes.
Because I'm no friend of the ogre magi. But I want to know what you're going to do for me. I'll take your bag of drugs, but I'll want something else from you.
I see. What is it that you need, my lady?
I want you to make a promise.
That's a bit heavy. Yes, I'm listening.
Well, it is a sort of promise. But the important part of it is not the promise itself, per se, but who you are making the promise to.
You see? What promise do you demand?
She looks at you for a minute, and you can feel, strange as she's staring at you. Almost like she's reaching into your mind and, flicking through it like a Rolodex for a moment. And you start to just have these memories come up, right?
Mm.
And you're back down in a mausoleum, a crypt. You've been here before.
Yes.
And there's a dying girl, a dead girl, in somebody's hands. And you cast a spell to speak to her. She tells you to kill the mummy.
Okay.
And that memory sticks out as the last one. As you see all sorts of memories of your childhood, memories of, you know, your breakfast this morning, that kind of thing. But then that memory sticks in your head, right there. And
Okay.
says, I want you to make a promise on your honor as a servant of the Black Skull to do what you said you would do.
Okay. I look like confused for like a little bit. Like I should say that like I have my mouth open and I'm looking around confused. Say, oh, I see. I to be honest, I aim to do this task, but I try to go for a different angle. I decided to weaken the ogre that captured a child and planned to eat her. I wanted to take revenge on on all its kind, all the kind of cannibals. But if you help me do that, I will clear the crypt, and I'll hopefully make a little angel in heaven sleep snug.
As I'm sure you will. Give me your bag.
I give it to her. I say, I need to make a few alterations to the items, but I'll bring them as soon as I can.
She stands up with like the bag of the amber nightshade, and she starts walking across the room. That won't be necessary. And she tosses the bag of amber nightshade in the fireplace. And you hear burning, and this smoke just billows up out the chimney. Says, and she walks back over, and out of her, like a pocket in her robe, she pulls out this little flask and puts it down on the table. She says, with that, sprinkle it over the items. They will appear as you wish them to, and seem to magical eyes, however you want them to.
Sure. But why did you burn down my alchemical ingredient?
Says that trash is not meant to exist at all.
I lean back a little bit and I start thinking, tell me, does that have any relationship with this? And I take the Fomorian poison that was given to me.
Says, sort of. I'm not an expert on the Fomorian ways.
Look at it. Do you feel this being unclean like those things?
Fomorian poison is a different thing. It's certainly dangerous and brutish. But Fomorians bother themselves with wars and things like that.
Do you like wars?
No, I don't like wars. You like wars?
Only for the right cause.
She takes another sip from her cup.
May I have a cookie?
Of course.
Oh, thank you. Take a cookie and it's nibbling it. Oh, fantastic. Very lemony. Oh, the zest on it is fantastic.
You have a refined palate, Dax Corvine. That is the secret. Do not tell. I will turn you into toads.
Justin,
Don't worry.
Says that's a joke. You're supposed to laugh.
Oh, sorry. Let me grab another one. Start eating again.
Okay. What were you saying, Cameron?
is there anything loose around here?
Oh yeah, there's little
Oh.
trinkets and little magically things and bits and baubles. There's this really nice china cup. You may or may not be drinking, sipping, ginger tea out of or whatever. There's the stuff on the mantle. There's crap on tables.
Are there any hats?
Are there any hats? There's a coat rack next to the door, and there are a couple of hats on it.
I'm gonna excuse myself from the room.
But they're like hanging up.
I'll get up there.
Okay, you're gonna...
Really? Yes!
Okay, she says, yes. Just around that way down the hall.
What? Alright, you're right. Just I'll go down the hall. I want my fancy hat.
Lady Alcatraz, thank you for helping us. Don't want to take any much more of your time. I figure we'll go now.
Of course. Dax, you gather up her little potion and you all clear out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to, Dax, when you have like a cookie in your mouth and you kind of nod and like reach out for the potion, and from almost out of nowhere, her hand slams down on the table and there's this perfectly black skull underneath her hand. And it leaves sort of an indent on the table when she puts it down. It says, "Not yet."
Oh.
She says, "Speak your promise, Dax Corvine."
I shall clear out the crypt and destroy the mummy. Make a little girl sleep in the lands of shadow or light. I don't know if she was naughty, but that doesn't matter. She was just a pure child.
And so
And she's gone.
underneath her hand, the skull starts to like smoke. Just off of it, like it's burning, and the table gets this like ring of burning around it underneath the skull. And she's holding it, and she says, "Not in the name of that girl. In the name of the skull."
As all of this is happening, I probably go for my sword, like... Magic!
Okay, yes, I will. For the Black Skull, I will clear the dungeon. For the Black Skull,
Who will you destroy for the skull?
the mummy. I will vanquish the mummy.
All right, let's make a quest.
Yep, I knew it.
It was coming.
All right. When you dedicate yourself to a mission through prayer and ritual cleansing, you must set about to...
Vanquish the mummy?
Sure. And what boon do you want?
An unwavering sense of direction to the mummy. And... oh man, I have to check the paladin thing. I don't remember what are the boons.
Immune to magic. Mummy magic.
Yeah, the Paladin. Let me see. Quest. Haven't done one of these in a while. Oh. Okay.
Oh God.
He's gonna have so much fun choosing the bow.
Yeah.
There's one vow in particular that would be the dirtiest thing in the world to do.
Valor.
No.
No, not that. Okay. Instead of unwavering. Okay. Yeah, I think this two fit well. Okay, so I want a voice that transcends language.
Okay.
And instead of unwavering sense, that's it. Unwavering sense of direction to the mummy, and a voice that transcends language. Yeah.
Okay. Dex, you have no idea how much I want to choose the vow of honor right now.
I know you do.
Or truth.
Yeah.
Truth. Yeah.
You have no idea how much I want to choose those right now, but I'm not going to.
Oh,
Yay!
Justin, he's been merciful.
I want to do honor and truth so bad, it hurts. It actually hurts.
Oh my! I'm scared now.
Instead, I'm going to give you two other ones. Valor?
I'm not asking for much. I've been forced to the quest.
No, not valor. This is you have the vow of piety. You have to observe daily holy services.
Yeah, I've been very neglectful lately.
Yeah, you have to pray and seek the guidance of the Black Skull in all things daily. And you have the vow of hospitality. You must give comfort to those in need, no matter who they are.
Temperance would have been funny too.
There you go, capturing slaves. Okay, so piety and hospitality.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so how does piety works on fast travel?
We're probably not going to bring it up right now, but you forget to ask the Black Skull what he wants you to do. Oh, the woe and the terror.
So every day I have to cast the spell.
Not to cast the spell. I mean, you could use the spell if you want, but you know, when you have a hard decision to make, you'll be expected to ask the Black Skull for guidance.
Okay.
Prayers and stuff. All right, so you guys gather up your thing. The skull, when you make the quest, just turns to dust on the table. This little mound of black dust. And
At this point, I'm freaking out, by the way. Lizards.
And she gathers up this dust in a little bottle and like corks it. She says, "You all may go now." He puts it on the edge of the table. Yeah.
I hate magic.
You see, like, Dax leaning on the wall as he, like, have his legs wobbling a little bit. Too intense. Intense old lady.
Alright, you take your potion and gather up your crew and go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. You've all completely forgotten about Grovel. You assume he's behind you because he always is, but
Yeah.
of course.
Grovel
we
at
don't
this
care.
point, unless she stops me, I'm just taking like odds and
Oh.
ends from wherever I can. Just like, and I have like this armful of things. It's almost sort of obvious, but if she comes around, I'm just gonna like hobble towards the door as fast as I can with all these things in hand. Like I'm talking like forks and like
Forks.
knives and like random things. They're like not valuable whatsoever. They don't even look valuable probably.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So your friends all leave, and she like puts this bottle on the edge of the table as they go, filled with this black powder, and she actually walks through a door like into a different area, like into the kitchen. So what do you do, Grovel? You like come out in the living room, and she's walking through a back door as they're going out the front door, and you've got like a bunch of like silverware and shit in your hands.
I hide for the moment that she passes.
Yeah, she's gone.
And then I sneak, like tiptoe my way towards the door as quick as I can.
Okay, you don't take anything out of here.
Oh, is there anything super valuable?
This is the main room, like with the stuff on the mantelpieces, the table, the little china cups. There's a cookie or two you could take.
There are more hats?
Yeah, there's the hat. There's the coat rack with the hats on it.
I'm gonna take the hats.
All right, you grab a few fancy-looking hats.
Oh yeah. You laugh now, just you wait. Okay.
All right, and you run out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll that spread.
I imagine there's like saddlebags on my spider.
It's all full of hats now.
Yeah, you. Okay, yeah. You go running out behind your friends, and as you do, you pass between all those fetishes and things, and that little tinkly thing is next to you, and like feel your arms start to vibrate as you run by it, like bearing all this crap. And by the time you're clear of her, like her little fake yard, and through the iron gate, when you get through, and you realize you're standing there, and you're just holding a couple of armfuls of sand.
No! No! What? Are the hats gone?
Yeah. Like, you're just kind of covered in sand. And behind you, you all see Grovel, like, screaming and covered in sand for some reason.
Oh, you fucking witch!
Yeah, you hear some light laughter coming from inside the house.
When Grovel calls her a fucking witch, I go up to him and say, "Shh, she's a sorceress, not a witch."